after she said that, I couldn't unsee it. I just don't think it looks as good. Now, technically speaking, I haven't lived with a G90 like I have lived with my F90. 10 years down the line, they're supposed to be a piece of junk. And if you think that I'm wrong, I'm happy to look into seeing you prove it. That basically means you'd have to have 25 of these bags. So I've actually just been able to park the cars next to each other, pretty much at the exact same distance from the front to rear. I can't believe that I've been able to find another M5 here. How cool is that? How actually cool is that? The front of the cars are basically at the same point, right? Let's see if the new M5 is longer. It's just slightly longer. I think obviously the way the rear diffuser is makes it appear a lot longer. Doors seem like they're at the same points. Yeah, I would say pretty much at the same points as each other. Interiors, nice combination on this car. But looking at the two next to each other, if I'm being completely honest, my wife said it the best, which is this car looks very plastic compared to this one. And after she said that, I couldn't unsee it. You know, especially if you're looking at the sides of each car. On the F90, it looks nice and sculpted, whereas on the G90, it feels a little bit just like it's been 3D printed, is the best way to put it. And honestly, you know, big shout out to my wife for making me think about it like that, because she's not a huge car fanatic like me, and she gave me a different perspective of it all. And yeah, after I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. But let's look at a couple of other things. So the actual car is a lot higher than the F90, and I don't know, literally I don't know, I just don't think it looks as good as the F90 does. Look at the way the curvature is on the bonnet of the F90 versus the G90. It just looks so flat. And let's not even go into the way the angel eyes are on the new cars, because it does not compare to how beautiful the F90 shape is. This looks like it is a demo car, so it probably has been driven a huge amount. You can see the similarities in terms of the bumper design and how it has kind of flown on from the previous design to the new one. But again, you know, I know this just looks really wide at the middle. That one looks nice and aggressive on the corners. This one doesn't look as aggressive in the corners. And if I'm being completely honest, it's the back that for me the F90 looks so much better at, because this car genuinely looks like plastic. This whole section here looks like it's just made out of plastic, whereas yes, you could say that the bottom section on the F90 is made out of plastic, but it doesn't look cheap, whereas on this one it does look cheap to me. And I do like how the rear arches look on the new M5. Like, it does look a little bit more prominent than the previous one. That's probably the only thing I like about the new one. But again, the old one, it just looks so much more sleek and stylish. If I'm being completely honest, I know this video is going to come out as though I'm being an absolute hater of the new car, and without even trying to sugarcoat it, I just don't love it. I don't think it's carried on the same proper DNA of an M car that it should have. And I know I'm not going to be the only one that thinks like that, because the F90, in my opinion, is the last real M car. I think this is the better way of looking at the two next to each other. Come on guys, you cannot tell me that that does not look better than that. It just looks so much. And look, my car's completely standard, and so is that technically. That is a matte black, mine is just the normal, I think it's called sapphire black. I love this car, I absolutely love this car. It's the best modern M car, period. You see, even the way the rear arches look on here, even though it's not as sculpted out as that one, it's got a nice curve to it and it looks sculpted, you know, if we're looking at it from here. Whereas on the new one, again, I don't think this color helps it from looking plasticky. What do you guys all think with what I'm saying? Do you think I'm making some sense here? Because it's just my personal opinions on this. But yeah, F90 wins every day of the week. This one does have ceramic brakes, which are cool, but God, I don't want to know the price of replacing them. Another thing I've noticed, actually, they've basically gotten rid of the air vent at the top, and it's just down there at the bottom. That's interesting. Wonder why it's done like that, because we were just talking about the 540i and how it's at the bottom on that and at the top on the M5, and it's all at the bottom. Interesting. And again, with what I was saying about the interior, it's basically the same design style as my 7 Series. Right, I'm gonna get out of this car park because I think they're gonna be closing up soon. I'm just gonna get last few shots of the two and we'll go from here. How cool is that, right? I've come over to do some filming at Wix. It's an M8 over here. How sick. You see one of these bags of, what is it? Ceramic mix. Well, each one of them weighs around 20 kilos. And the weight difference between the old M5 and the new M5 is 500 kilos from what my Google research has shown. And that basically means you'd have to have 25 of these bags inside of my M5 for it to equal the same weight as the new M5, which is, well, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so pretty much all of these bags, that's how heavy the new M5 is over the current one. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Like, that's ridiculous. And each one of these are 20 kilos. So carry some of them around and you'll see how heavy each one is. You see, the reason why I wanted to go Wix there was because I wanted to show everyone just how much heavier the new M5 is over this generation. And I know everyone's gonna say, yes, it is basically as fast, if not faster, when you look at the car wow videos and all these kind of things, but that's just in a straight line that it's even slightly comparable. If we took the F90 M5 and the G90 M5 over to the Nürburgring and see which one can put down consistent lap times, or any racetrack, see which one would put down consistent lap times, this shape M5 would absolutely destroy the new shape M5 because it will manage brakes better, it will manage the tires better, and those two parts, well, technology can only go so far in advancements with them. You see, we can get more power more easily. We've been able to get better suspension geometry and also the mechanics behind them all, the way that it can kind of hide the weight of the car. But the tires and the brakes, they haven't advanced as much, and well, like for like, this M5 would kill the new M5 going around any racetrack. And if you think that I'm wrong, I'm happy to look into seeing you prove it. One of the other things that is very important to talk about here is the fact that the interior build quality, well, Matt from CarWow already said it, this generation feels nicer. Just think about it this way, this car at the moment is now 6 years old and with 30,000 miles on the clock. Does it at all look and feel like that? No, it feels just as modern and pretty much just everything you want. Honestly, the only thing that this car I wish had is the full screen iDrive. I don't know why it didn't come with that from factory. I know you can get it coded in. I've just never gotten around to coding it in myself. But that's the only thing that I wish this car really had different. I prefer these dials. I genuinely think that these dials make it so much nicer to live with because it's just focused on just being dials. I think the LCI version of this car is not as good. It's not as authentically BMW. You know, looking at the newer shape cars, you know, as you guys know, I've got the new 7 Series that has the same interior as the new M5 pretty much, and yeah, it does not feel like a BMW should. The other big difference is obviously the ergonomics of everything. I am comfortably able to do whatever I want here. In my opinion, if BMW didn't say, if the new M5 wasn't an M5, I don't think people would have cared as much. But see, there's a reason why I brought up the Nürburgring there, because the F90 M5, especially the F90 M5 CS, has been used as a ring taxi for many years, and well, there's no way that I can see that they would replace that car with the new shape M5, because well, what's the point? It's just gonna be such a big headache. And I think that's important to think about, because I can't see them wanting to use one of them as a ring taxi. It's just gonna destroy the tires whenever you go out. I would honestly say I would much rather put higher quality tires on this car instead of putting whatever tires you're going to put on the G90 and trying to do good consistent laps in that, because you'll always get better lap times out of this. Now there's a couple of other things that I think are important to discuss when it comes to the new M5. I can already tell with my 7 Series that if it was a used car and I had to live with that, it would be incredibly stressful in about 5 to 10 years time when things start going wrong. The tech inside all of the new BMWs, in my opinion, is not going to be as good long term as this generation. I feel like in 5 to 10 years time, when things start to go wrong, the cost of repairs is going to be expensive, because everything is either touchscreen or it's part of a larger screen, or you know, all these kind of things. And I just cannot see how long-term wise that's going to be good to financially sustain, unless you're quite serious about keeping these cars on the road. A lot of people will end up having to face some of these costs, and it'll genuinely put them off owning the car. But that's a problem I can see happening with not just that shape, but pretty much all modern cars these days. They get into the point where in essence these cars are supposed to be replaceable. You own it for a few years, 10 years down the line they're supposed to be a piece of junk. Whereas you look at classic cars, they're not the case. And this car, in my opinion, is a perfect balance between the two. It's mechanical still, whilst also being still a little bit more modern. The interior build quality on this generation as well is next to none. The materials that's been used all around the car, the extended leather, even just the way everything's clipped in together, it's so robust that I'm still yet today able to find a piece of the interior that doesn't sit right or that is creating some form of creak. And considering my cousin's 540i is basically nearly double the mileage of this, and his car also still feels just as robust and reliable, I think that's a testimony to just how good these cars feel. And whereas my 7 Series is better than the current generation 5 Series, being inside of the new generation 5 Series, it does not feel as well built as this, and the materials that's been used all around this car feel so nice. And especially, you know, the window switch buttons here, even compared to my 7 Series, these feel nicer to use. The other one looks more fancy, but to the touch these feel nicer. It's not that shiny acrylic plasticky kind of feel. It's got this nice matte feel to it, and it's really easy to just know exactly what you're doing. Now, one of the other big things that I want to talk about with regards to the M5s is the fact that, well, the coolant expansion tank on this generation is already known to have problems. It ends up leaking, and then it ends up leaking all over the engine, which basically means that you'll pretty much need to end up having a new engine installed onto your car if it gets to the point where the injectors fail and then you've basically got internal damage on the engine. Now, the G90 M5 has the same location, and considering the fact that BMW have created revisions to this and it's still not been fixed on the F90, I don't know how good the G90 one is, but I'm pretty sure they're probably going to start doing some recalls on this shape and look at fitting in a new one again, because the recall ones on this shape still end up having the problem, so they're going to need to figure something out there. And also, talking about the engine, you can hear how mine is still blowing in cold air to cool itself down. I don't know how hybrid is going to work out well for these engines, because when you have a hybrid engine, it means that it will turn off and turn back on, and it will do all these things. Now, An M5 is an enthusiast car, which means they probably don't want it to be going through extra wear and tear. This car with a stop start, a lot of people code it out. Why? Because it's not supposed to be the best thing for the engine. So I don't know how good it's going to be for the G90 in the long term to have a hybrid engine in, especially with the way people might end up driving that car. I just can't see how it's going to be healthy for the engine in the long term. Now, technically speaking, I haven't lived with a G90 like I have lived with my F90. And considering the two M5s are kind of trying to fulfill the same needs, I just don't see how the new car is any better, or even if it is better than this shape. And in my opinion, that's the one reason why I really wouldn't ever consider buying the new shape M5. In fact, if it was up to me, I'd probably put my money towards a used Bentley Flying Spur if it's me and I had £100,000 to spend. But at the same time, I understand why people want a brand new car with warranty and all these things, but considering how good value for money these cars are now, just get one of these and get a BMW used approved one, and get with the warranty and just keep on top of the warranty. And I just don't see how you could ever think long term wise that the G90 is going to be better than this. That's just my opinion on things. I'm going to see how it is to live with the new 7 Series over the next 2 years, because I feel like out of the newer cars, that's the only BMW that I actually would put my money towards, and that's what I've done. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you all in a future video. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, F90, it's been awesome owning you for the last 2 years.